The time is 4:57. The date, June 21st, 2019. The place is a seedy basement in Washington State. The show is RainKast, and I'm your host, ToExplainLater, with my co-host.
Hey, Ohio, McDrizzle here.
Yep, he's still going with that, folks. McDrizzle it is. So, yeah, we're back. We're doing another episode. This is our third episode, and man, our schedules are just very, very hard to sync up.
I'm glad we're going on strong, though. Three episodes?
3 episodes strong. We got like 25 or 30 views on the second RainKast. The first one has like a solid 25 views, at least on YouTube. I don't know how to pull the stats from Buzzsprout, because the Buzzsprout ones get taken down over time. But yeah, it's been going pretty good. I haven't gotten really any feedback. People have been watching it, but nobody's been telling me, hey, I like it, or hey, I don't like it. So if you do like the show, please, for the love of God, let me know that I'm not wasting my time. Because it takes like a solid day to edit just the audio, and then a week to edit the YouTube versions, because I'm not satisfied with just a still screen. That's just me. I like to do things more than other people. But yeah. And something big happened in gaming just this weekend. Ep3 happened.
Oh, yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
What are your thoughts on it?
Well, first of all, I liked that they announced Borderlands 3. Huge
Borderlands 3
fan.
was announced before that, but they had a trailer for Borderlands 3,
yeah.
So you like to see more of Borderlands 3.
Yeah. I'm a big fan, and I like guns, big guns, and I like the customization with the guns. And
you're not compensating for anything, are you?
No. I don't need to. But I grew up. Well, I didn't grow up, but my sister grew up playing Borderlands with me.
Okay.
So it just holds a special place in my heart.
So you guys play like local co-op?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Okay, man. That's really cool. There's nothing I love better than local co-op in a game, because there's just nothing like that feeling of having a friend or a sibling sitting right next to you when you play a game together. It's just fun. Like, you get to pal around even when you're playing like a fighting game. Like, sure, there's a little bit of a rage there, but you get over it. And
you get to talk smack. It's the best part.
I like talking smack when the person is next to me, so I can do it in a joking way. Not really in a disdainful way. Except for one time that I lost my temper on you, and I'm sorry.
When was that?
That was one time when we were playing Mortal Kombat X, and you were just dive kicking with Kun Jin, doing nothing but dive kicking, and I snapped, and I said, Kun Jin isn't going to be in Mortal Kombat 11! And you were like, what? Is there a second game, just Borderlands?
Borderlands 3, and I'm excited for Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk 2077?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why didn't they just do Cyberpunk 2099? Is it based off a book or something? Or because I know the Witcher games were, and that was CD Projekt Red's last big project.
Yeah, and then this is their next project.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if it is based off a book. I'm sure they could make books off it. I think it's just...
Yeah.
I don't think they made it off of Facebook. I think it's just a game.
It's a completely unique
new
thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I guess the 2099 thing is too heavily tied to Marvel, but like, what are you excited about from Cyberpunk? Have you seen any gameplay of it? Because I've only seen the cinematic trailers.
I like that you can customize how you look and how you feel. So when you play the game, you're shooting...
But isn't it a first-person game?
Yeah, it is. But you're like shooting and using your moves and stuff. And
why are you customizing how you look if it's in the first person?
You can add like implants and stuff.
To improve your character.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then, say if you shoot me in the eye, I become like blind or I can't.
But is it a multiplayer game?
I think it's just single player, as far as I know. Well, I guess like Keanu Reeves is going to be in it.
That's true. And it was breathtaking.
Best thing of the year.
No, you're breathtaking. I didn't get why everybody loves Keanu Reeves until that moment, because that was just so real, and in the moment, like he was getting kind of overwhelmed.
He actually won an award for like best humble person or best people person of America.
Is that a reward?
Yeah, he got a reward for that.
Man.
Being like the best humble person or something. That's awesome.
All that I know is that he might literally be Jesus, because I saw a photo of him on Twitter where he has a glass of water, and he has like a bottle of water on his table and a full wine glass.
That's Keanu for you.
Where did the wine come from? Or did he turn the water to wine?
Maybe he is wine.
He just pisses wine.
He could be. It could be Jesus, man.
Yeah, I guess that's how Jesus worked. He drank the water and turned it into wine.
Yeah.
The Chardonnay, very salty Chardonnay.
Never had Chardonnay.
I haven't either.
What about you? What do you?
For me,
yeah.
Why? This one isn't going to be like a big thing for anybody else, but I'm actually really excited for the Destroy All Humans remake. That it was one of the first trailers I saw. I think it actually came out like a couple days before E3, but they had a playable demo at E3. I saw a couple interviews over it, and yeah, it's just a remake of the first game, but I'm just glad the game is back. And the trailer was cut to Ich Wahl by Rammstein. I think that's how it's pronounced. My German is horrible. My English is horrible. My Spanish is horrible. All my languages are horrible. But yeah, at first I told you this in the car, at first I thought it was a foreign trailer because the song is entirely in German. And then I looked in the comics and it's like, oh, it's a Rammstein song. That makes sense.
Are you a big fan of the series then?
I like the first game. I haven't played any of the other games, but I'm just glad. I just like the personality because Crypto is such an asshole.
He is, man.
Like in the first game, I stopped playing it around the time where you're on a mission where you have to assassinate the president, and a couple characters, their brains, when you anal probe them, have more point value than any of the other characters in the game. So I was thinking that the president's brain would have a higher value than any of the other brains in the game. So that entire mission, I was just trying to anal probe the president.
Okay, and?
I never got it. Like, I gave up and I stopped playing the game. Like, I was never able to get the president's brain. So if I get the president's brain in this remake, I'll be happy.
Well, if you don't get that much points,
that would be just a slap in the face
from your childhood, right?
Yeah. And I'm kind of on the fence about this game, but the Avengers game from Crystal Dynamics / Square Enix, I'm actually...
Oh yeah, you're telling me about that.
I'm kind of excited for. I've heard the cinematic trailer didn't sell me. The way some of the only character appearances that really bother me is Thor's armor, I think, needs to be redone. Captain America's armor, I think, needs to be redone. And Black Widow's face needs to be redone. Because out of none of the other character faces really bother me. Like, Bruce Banner's face, I think, is spot on. The Iron Man, Tony Stark face, he's a little buff, but the face is right. Everybody's been complaining about the faces. For me, those are just the three characters that need to go back to the drawing board. Because Captain America looks like Stryker trying to cosplay as Captain America. It looks like a police SWAT uniform. That's not Captain America to me. I think that costume needs to be redone, and the Thor outfit, they were trying to make it like real leather armor, so It's kind of clunky,
yeah,
and it's not form-fitting, and I think Thor's armor needs to be a little form-fitting. And that's the only thing about it. And that's just from the cinematic trailer. I've heard good things about the gameplay, so I'm going to wait until I get to try out the game before I pass my final judgment on it. One thing that did get me to geek out was that Iron Man talks about how they were working on a Terrigen crystal generator.
Terrigen crystal generator?
The Terrigen crystals are from the Inhumans comics.
Okay.
And the Inhumans are one of my favorite superhero Marvel teams, but... Yeah, it's part of the Inhumans, so I'm hoping we get some Inhumans in there. I would love to play as Black Bolt. Like, that would be awesome.
That's the guy that, like, can burn your ears off, right?
Not burn your ears off. A single whisper from him, it can destroy a planet. So if they had, like, destructible environments in the game, and you play as Black Bolt, and one of his attacks is that he just speaks, entire buildings collapse. Whoa. That would be awesome. Like, make that one of his supers.
I'm just excited that they're making an Avengers game.
Yeah. It's really cool. And
Especially
I think
made by Square Enix.
Square Enix. Crystal Dynamics is a sub-company under Square Enix, so it's going to go under the Square Enix banner. But I'm really excited I'm on the fence about that game. Like I said, I have to have my hands on it. Luckily, PAX is coming up. Hopefully, the demo is going to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to PAX, guys.
Well, we're both in the Northwest Seattle area, so we're going to be at PAX playing games. We paid for our tickets because we're not popular enough to get media passes.
We'll get there eventually, right?
I'm going to school soon, man. I don't know when eventually is going to be. But yeah, that's our E3 wrap up, and yeah, that's our thoughts. Mortal Kombat was at E3. They were showing off Shang Tsung, giving out some Shang Tsung coins, and man, I wish I could add one to my
Tell
collection.
them about the ice cream.
Oh yeah, there was an ice cream truck at E3. I saw pictures of it. It's like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it had MK11 ice cream cones.
Yeah. At least they had like an ice cream napkin thing that goes around it. That is probably, I bet, I'm going to look this up right now. I bet somebody's selling the paper wrapping for the cone on eBay. I guarantee you somebody is doing that.
Do you think they sold did they name the flavors after characters?
I hope they did.
That'd be cool. Like, smoked chocolate. I don't know. Or Sub-Zero vanilla. But Sub-Zero's blue. I don't know anything blue flavor.
Frosty blueberry ice.
There you go, Frosty blueberry ice.
No, nobody's selling it on eBay.
Do you know what it looks like?
It's just black paper with the MK11 logo on it.
Oh.
It'd be the dumbest thing to sell on eBay, but I would buy it for an affordable price. But yeah. So, Mortal Kombat 11 is actually out. Like, we've postponed making a third RainKast for so long that instead of speculating, we can actually play the game ourselves. So, what are our overall thoughts on the game? Mickey, do you want to start with this?
Yeah. So, like I said earlier, before I was on the fence about the game. You know, coming from X is a fast-paced game. And with 11, I like the core gameplay. And I like that I have to be more strategic before I decide what to do instead of spamming the same move, right?
Yeah, fuck dive kicks.
But yeah, I love the game. Oh, I just finished campaign.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I just finished campaign.
You did tell me about this, but I'm pretending to be surprised for the podcast.
Yeah, so I think they're trying to restart the timeline so they can introduce other characters from the 3D era.
What told you that? What gave you that idea? The fact that they said, we shall rebuild time, Raiden.
Well, I want them to add Onaga. Like, Onaga would be sick in, like, the new gen
in, like, the new consoles and stuff. Like, yeah, Onaga would look cool, but I think he needs I want Onaga to have a beard of thorns.
What?
Like, you know how dragons have horns and stuff? I want Onaga to have a beard that's just dragon horns.
Dragon horns?
That would be cool. And give him a lizard snout. Like, I'm gonna have to make a sketch of how I want Onaga to look in a new Mortal Kombat.
You gotta create a character like that.
I have an idea in my head for how Onaga should look, and it looks good in my head. I just hope I have the skill to make it look good on paper.
What are your thoughts on the campaign?
So the story mode, something that I often feel is that games try too hard to be movies instead of trying to strike that balance of being both a fun story and having a fun core game. To me, that's what makes a game of the year. So I'm never going into the Mortal Kombat game expecting it to be a movie quality story. Because for that to happen, they would have to ditch the chapter system, choose like one or two specific characters that would actually be the main protagonist. That's why I would say the Mortal Kombat X story mode as a story is the strongest one. But as far as giving you those fan moments, it isn't. Okay. And when you're playing a Mortal Kombat game, when you're playing an NRS game, I think most importantly you have to nail those fan moments. And this game did accomplish that. I feel like there were a lot of great fan moments, but when you look at the story itself, it falls flat. Like, there are some great moments between, like, when Kitana is fighting Shao Kahn. A lot of people say that they debuffed Shao Kahn for this game, and kind of, but, like, when you think about it as if the the chapter of Katana is about her rise to becoming Khan,
Right.
that works. But this is also where the weakness of the chapter system comes from, where whatever conflict or story that you're trying to tell with a character has to begin and be resolved within 4 fights.
Right.
Which is a big problem. That's why we don't get like this epic training montage of Katana training to defeat Shao Kahn or exploiting his weaknesses or stuff like that. But we do have the moment of Katana beating Shao Kahn. We do have the moment of Liu Kang and Raiden settling their differences and becoming a fire god. Spoilers, by the way.
That was cool. That was awesome.
That was badass.
It was badass.
That was badass.
You got the Revenant Liu Kang, current Liu Kang, and Raiden, and they all absorbed each other.
They all like came together.
They did the tri-fusion.
It was crazy. It was pretty cool. But like, if you turn your brain off and just look at the fan moments, I think it's pretty good. But if you're actually putting your brain on and thinking about it, like, how would this work as a film? How would you tell this story? Would this work as a book? Or when you're looking at it as a story itself, it falls flat.
Okay.
Completely flat on its face. Just like Mortal Kombat 9 story mode does. It's the fan moments where you see the characters interact with each other. That's why people remember the Mortal Kombat 9 story so fondly. But it's not for the actual story itself. It's for the moments.
Do you think if the story mode was similar to Armageddon when you play as Taven, do you think
it has to be a character that people care about?
Okay.
And I think that was the biggest problem that makes people not like the Mortal Kombat X story mode, because it follows characters we don't care about. It follows all these new Special Forces characters. And I don't know about you, but I don't play Mortal Kombat for the military G.I. Joe stuff. I play it for the martial arts mysticism. So if you're giving me a main character, I want to play a Liu Kang, I want to play a Scorpion, I want to play a Sub-Zero, because they're all centered in this martial arts mysticism. When you're trying to tell a Mortal Kombat story, it shouldn't be that. It should be focused on characters that we care about. It should be focused on characters that fit the main appeal to Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
And actually, that's one mistake that I think this upcoming Mortal Kombat movie is going to have. Because a Mortal Kombat movie was announced. It's going to be filmed in Australia. And details about the script have came out in the overall story. It's going to follow a new character. I think his name is like Cole Cash or something like that. Cole something. It's going to focus on the Special Forces and entering this tournament to save the world with this new character. And I'm like, it's repeating the same mistake of Mortal Kombat X, where we're focusing on the part that doesn't make Mortal Kombat Mortal Kombat. The G.I. Joe stuff. It's the martial arts mysticism that makes Mortal Kombat Mortal Kombat. At least to me. And in all honesty, I feel like that might be a studio decision, because this is the second time we've gotten news on a completed script for a Mortal Kombat movie. This one coming up is from a completely different writer than the one who proposed to the initial one that had Draman, Nitara, a Raiden that's a child.
Yeah.
And most importantly, it had a character who was joining the Black Dragon named Cole.
Okay.
So I think the whole character of Cole is entirely a producer's note.
Okay.
Where it's like, we're not going to use a character that all these people are attached to. We want to introduce this new guy who's experiencing everything for the first time. And I think if you're going to do that, you want to use a character that's already established. Part of what worked in the first Mortal Kombat movie from 1995, 97, the original one with Robin Shou, Kerry Tagawa, all those guys, Lyndon Ashby, Chris Lambert, Bridget Wilson. What worked with that one is that Robin Shou was the main character as Liu Kang. We followed his story, and Johnny Cage sort of becomes his friend, but he's experiencing all this for the first time.
Gotcha.
So he's that guy who's fresh to this world. But yeah, that's my thoughts on story, the core of what makes a Mortal Kombat story a Mortal Kombat story, and yeah.
Well, maybe the producers are just trying to do something different than what the fans have already seen.
I guess, but if you're going to do something different, how I would make a Mortal Kombat movie, I wouldn't do the first tournament. I would hold off on the first tournament for a while. What I would do is I would make a prequel trilogy focusing on the rise and fall of the Great Kung Lao.
Oh, I love that.
Maybe not a trilogy, maybe just 2 movies. You have the first movie that's sort of like the Rocky, where the Great Kung Lao is going to be this underdog who enters the tournament, gets trained by Master Cho or Bo Rai Cho, one of the two. And the A story is going to be him training for this tournament to defeat Shang Tsung, and the B story is going to be the relationship that he develops with his master that eventually culminates in almost this martial arts world tournament, Dragon Ball style, where he has to fight his master because his master is actually from Outworld. And he's fighting on Outworld's side. And eventually he sort of learns to defeat his master, then defeat Shang Tsung. And then the second movie would be like Rocky 4 or like Creed, where both Goro and the Great Kung Lao are main characters, and we see the dichotomy between how they train and how they get to the point and what they're fighting for. Because for Goro, it's all about honor. He was chosen to represent Outworld in this new Mortal Kombat. He was chosen to prove the Shokan's worth to Shao Kahn. He was chosen for all those opportunities because, so really, in that tournament, Goro has the most to lose. That's really what I would want to do with those two films. Have the first movie focus on the Great Kung Lao, and then have the second movie sort of focus on both the Great Kung Lao and Goro. But yeah, that's just my idea for a Mortal Kombat movie, but nobody's going to give me the money for that.
NetherRealm Studios, come talk to this guy.
Warner Brothers. But I'm not going to toot my own horn anymore on that because I'm just throwing ideas at the wall. So that was your thoughts on story mode. Your thoughts on the overall game. Like, what would you rate the game?
Core gameplay, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
But I don't want to beat the bush. I want to go straight to the goal. You know what I'm trying to say? Kind of like what you were saying earlier to me.
You just want to get the gear. Like, you want the grind to be fun.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, for me, this game is... Another thing on the story, really quick.
Yeah, go for it.
Fuck Titans. Why? I think that's the biggest narrative mistake of this game. The introduction of Titans. The Elder God, the one being should be the highest, the strongest thing in this world. And the Elder Gods are right below that.
Yeah,
and they fear the possibility of the one being coming back.
Yeah.
But Titans? What?
And Chronica's a Titan, right?
Yeah, Chronica's a Titan. She refers to herself as a Titan. She goes, I am a Titan. You think you can defeat me? And to be honest, I think the thing that bugs me the most about Chronica, Cetrion, and kind of Shinnok in this story is that from Cetrion's bio, I was kind of on board with Cetrion when she was first announced. Then her bio came out from Game Informer.
Yeah.
And it was talking about how she's the daughter of Chronica and the sister of Shinnok. And I'm like... Great. So now you're basically telling me everything else doesn't matter unless it involves Chronica, Shinnok, or Cetrion.
Yeah.
Because it's this small galaxy syndrome where it's like Star Wars can't do anything unless the Skywalkers are involved. Now Mortal Kombat can't do anything unless the Chronica family is involved. That's what it kind of reads as me. And in the story mode, Cetrion doesn't really do much.
She kind of annoyed me, to be honest.
Yeah, it was like, look at me, I'm important, I'm gonna go away now. I'm a beacon of light, you've defeated me, I'm gone. I turned evil for some reason.
She turned red, that's cool.
What the hell? What the...
Look, I mean, at the end of the story mode, beat Chronica, and then now they have the option of rebooting the timeline.
And the whole thing about, like, Cetrion being Chronica's daughter, it felt like a throwaway line when it was delivered. Like, there was nothing to suggest it. Raiden was like, you're Cetria, you're Chronica. I'm getting them mixed up now. You're Chronica's daughter. And it's like, yes, I shall refer to her as my mother from now on. Mother Chronica. Yeah, the introduction of the Titans. The only thing that could redeem the concept of Titans in my mind, I told you this earlier, is if the Titans are like aspects of the one being. Like the Elder Gods defeated the one being, and it split off into the realms, and it split off into the Titans.
Right.
And if they come together with the realms, make the one being again. And that's part of why the Elder Gods fear Chronica, and they fear the Titans, because they are parts of the one being.
Like Captain Planet.
Sure, with our powers combined.
Exactly.
We hold the power of the realms. Captain Realmiverse.
Captain 1B.
And something else about it, like the concept of Chronica having children.
How does that work?
I don't know.
How? Who? What?
What I would do, and again, not to say my fan fiction is law. I don't want to. I hope I'm not coming across that way. I don't want to do that. What I would do is I would say that Chronica used to be the one Titan that the Elder Gods trusted, because Chronica is the one who led to the Elder Gods becoming Elder Gods. Something that we see in multiple character endings is that whoever controls the hourglass deems people as new Elder Gods.
Oh, I like
so
that.
Chronica has the hourglass, and she's sort of like picked people specifically in each timeline to become Elder Gods, based off the different times that she's rebooted time. Be like, okay, this guy's worthy to be an Elder God. He's Shinnok. This woman is worthy to be an Elder God. That's Cetrion. And this person is worthy to be an Elder God. Also, in the concept art of the game, there's a concept art for 2 Elder Gods. One's like an Aztec snake god thing, is whatever. But there's another guy with a bow staff who has a white beard and blue skin and like glowing and glowing like snake tattoos. And I took one look at him and I'm like, oh my god, that looks like it would be Mortal Kombat's interpretation of the Monkey King, of Wukong the Monkey King. And I was like, why isn't this a playable character?
DLC?
I don't think they'll do a new character as DLC, not for a long time. But like, I would love to see NetherRealm Studio like make a character based off the Wukong Monkey King.
That would be sick. And it fits
Journey
in with
to
the mysticism
West.
too.
Yeah, it fits with martial arts mysticism. Journey to the West type idea. So you could literally have it be like the events of Journey to the West happened in one timeline, and when the Monkey King reached enlightenment, that was Wukong becoming an Elder God. And that's where the parentage comes from. Like, they refer to Chronica as mother because she is responsible of putting them in that position, essentially giving them this new life.
Oh.
Like, that would be the only explanation I would accept. If they come up with a better explanation, good for them. But I don't think they're going to explain it.
I like that a lot.
I don't think they're ever going to explain it.
Thoughts on Raiden's brown eyes?
I thought it was kind of cool. He becomes mortal. Although that's not how Raiden's worked, like, ever. He's supposed to be, like, made of lightning, from my understanding. And my understanding I kind of get from the Nethercast. I've been listening to them a lot, specifically the Lost episodes, where they cover a bunch of Mortal Kombat characters, talk about their lore and stuff. Like, they're really good. Why are you listening to us? Listen to the Nethercast. They're way better Mortal Kombat podcasters. Way better.
I've never heard of them.
Really?
Yeah, I've never heard of Nethercast. You have to show me.
Whenever you're, like, driving in the car, you have, like, nothing, or you're doing chores or something, put on some Nethercast podcasts. They're really good. They're good people. They're good people. I like them. I think they're pretty cool. I haven't met any of them personally, but they seem like good podcasters. They seem like nice people, and they're huge Mortal Kombat fans. Like, you can tell it just from the way they talk about Mortal Kombat, how passionate they are about it, and they each have their own expertise. Yeah. Okay, back to the gameplay. How would you rate the game?
Like I said, core gameplay, 10 out of 10. But everything else is like 6 out of 10 for me.
Everything else is 6 out of 10. I'm kind of in the same boat.
Yeah.
Like, when I look at the game as a whole, it's a 6 out of 10 for me, and the only reason it's a 6 out of 10 is because I love the core gameplay so much. I love a lot of the character choices in this game. I have trouble picking a character because all the characters in this game are so much fun.
Yeah.
And the game itself is so much fun to play. But a lot of it gets bogged down by a kind of underwhelming overall story, because for me, this game, to me, was supposed to be the 25th anniversary game for Mortal Kombat.
Right.
And if you're going into the game expecting this huge celebration of 25 years of Mortal Kombat, I don't think you're going to get that. I don't think... that's not the experience I got playing the story mode, for me.
Oh, not at all. I didn't get that.
But the core gameplay is great. There's a lot of great characters in the roster. Some of my fan favorites didn't make it, but it's whatever.
You mean like Rain?
This is the most unfortunately named podcast on the internet.
RainKast.
I was so sure. I was banking on Rain so hard, and
tell them what I predicted in the first RainKast.
Never bet on Rain. On the first RainKast, if you guys have listened to the first one, Mickey said McDrizzle said something along the lines of, when you pop the game in, there's going to be no rain, but everyone will have a rain costume. And every character has either a purple and gold outfit or a purple outfit.
Like Rain? At least we get him on screen for like 2 seconds.
I got a move.
Yeah. You gotta spam that move every single time you play now. So you can
I got a move. I'll get over it. I'll get over it. But yeah, it's a 6 out of 10. Roster is great. Gameplay is great. It's just bogged down by so much crap.
Mm-hmm.
So much grindy crap. And in this, it's your primary source of gear is the crypt, which is awesome, by the way.
I love the crypt.
The crypt is so cool. It's randomized, but it's so cool. There's so many little moments. The crypt, I think, is the only thing that feels like a 25th anniversary thing. Because there's so many little details to it that reference the original movie, that reference events of the original timeline and the original games. It's so cool.
One of those fan moments, right?
Yeah. It's a big love letter to the fans. I feel like you get some items that reference characters. Like there's an item called the Heart of Blaze that you have to use to solve a puzzle.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
I really like that you can also solve puzzles. Like it's not just buying things.
It's not just using your coins.
You're actually solving.
You're actually solving puzzles.
Exactly.
But once you solve all the stuff, it's kind of like, okay, now what? Which I guess is kind of the double-edged sword of doing a mode like that. But yeah, I really love the crypt. I think it's great. Yeah, that's our overall thoughts on the game. Both of us give it a 6 out of 10, probably because we were expecting the game to be something that it's not. And Shang Tsung has been released. Or as I like to call him, my new main.
Or, what's his name?
Shaolin. Shaolin. There's a reference to Shaolin, which is from John Tobias's original concept art for Shang Tsung in Mortal Kombat 1, which is super cool.
But yeah, Shang Tsung, I played a couple matches with him.
Yeah, his first time playing was literally just an hour ago, which, by the way, we're not even a third of the way through our itinerary, and we've already been going an hour.
Well, I mean, it's just that we're having fun, right?
Yeah, as long as we're having fun. But also, I can only upload certain lengths of podcast.
Okay. Well, we'll try to knock these out then.
Yeah.
Right.
But your thoughts on Shang Tsung?
Yeah, Shang Tsung. So, I love him. He's great. He's awesome. We played mirror matches.
Mm-hmm.
And I got lost, so I was trying to play against you. And I gotta say, I really like his fireballs. I like his fireballs a lot.
Yeah.
They're awesome. And I love the 3 fireballs from the underneath the erupting fireballs.
The erupting fireballs, his ground fireballs.
Yeah,
oh my gosh, they're so cool.
I love that.
Like I said, on the first, was it the first or the second RainKast when we were talking about Shang Tsung? I know we mentioned him in the first RainKast.
I think it was the first.
I can't imagine I said much about it. But basically what I said was that Shang Tsung needs new moves because he's been doing the same fireball transformation stuff for almost 25 years.
Yeah.
Like, he needed some new stuff, and they nailed it. They totally nailed it.
Awesome.
He has some soul stuff, but not too much that he sort of like takes over Ermac's role.
Yeah.
In his base moveset, and he has a bunch of lava stuff, and he's summoning shit, like he's summoning bodies from the ground like a sorcerer. He's using scrolls. He has a sack of souls.
And he can use rain.
I gotta move.
I just like that they took a character that we were so used to and didn't think that they can do anything to it, and then they completely did a 360 on us and added new moves. They added the ability to play as your opponent. Like, that's cool.
Well, that's something that Shang Tsung has always had. That's always been, that's been part of his soul steal from, I want to say he had it in Mortal Kombat versus DC, because I know he didn't have the transformation.
You were able to use their moves?
Yeah, where he transformed into the character. I want to say Mortal Kombat versus DC or Mortal Kombat 9 is when he could only turn into the opponent that he's fighting. I've always thought it would be a cool idea if he could turn into and have a full move list of the characters that are not in the game. So I would have liked it if he could turn into Rain and have all of Rain's moves. Like you stay as Rain for like yeah. Yeah. I'm not gonna whine about it. I'm not. It's not
like you are.
Yeah.
But you like Shang Tsung.
I like Shang Tsung. He's my new main in this game so far. No complaints for Shang Tsung at all. Like he's perfect. And it's Kerry Tagawa. One complaint. When you download the DLC character, it also gives you the concept art for that character. And on the 7th page of the concept art, there's one labeled Far Past Shang Tsung.
Okay.
And I think this was concept art from before they were able to get the likeness for Kerry Tagawa, because it has him with the old school Mortal Kombat 3 face makeup, the Outworld tattoos.
Oh, what?
Which isn't present in any of Shang Tsung's outfits in this one.
Yeah,
and it has him wearing red, so it kind of looks like the Shang Tsung from the original Mortal Kombat 1 comic.
Yeah.
And the alternate costume from Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. It looked so cool. I would have loved those skins, but they're not in the game.
I mean, you get Tuggy Gagawa.
I do get Kerry Tagawa.
Thank you.
Johnny Tsunami.
Well, that leads us into the Combat
Pack 1. So, Combat Pack 1 was revealed. And we're just sort of like going to roll down the characters. What are our thoughts on this? On the 3 that have been officially revealed, the 2 that have been leaked through the Nintendo Switch leak, and some things might change. You never know. I kind of hope they don't change, but I also kind of... we'll get to that. So what are your thoughts on Nightwolf? I know in the very first...
love him.
RainKast,
Yes.
Have you seen the little mugshots that they released on Twitter?
No, I haven't.
You need to get on Twitter more, man. I follow you, but you do nothing. You do absolutely nothing. I try to tag you in the stuff that we've done together, and you don't like, you don't retweet.
No,
You've done that once.
I see it, okay? I notice it, okay? I just, tweeting is just not my thing.
Yeah, I get it. You're more an Insta Snapchat guy.
I mean, could we do that instead?
I hate Insta. I'll do Instagram. I can post like some of my Mortal Kombat collection on Instagram.
Ooh, that'd be cool. We can make
that would be really cool.
Like a Storm collectible.
Oh my god,
right?
Storm collectibles.
You could do that. We'll talk about that later.
Oh my god.
We'll talk about that later. All right, what about you, Nightwolf? Do you like Nightwolf?
Nightwolf. I like that he's in the game. Okay. What do you think his gear options are going to be?
Definitely the axe.
Definitely his soul axes.
For sure.
Yeah.
I hope they add like animal spirits.
Yeah.
I really hope they add that. I'm not sure.
Did you ever check out the Defenders of the Realm cartoon like I told you to?
Was this on Twitter?
I know, we both have. No. This was on the second RainKast. I talked about how they made the cartoon show for
kids.
Yeah.
You showed me that.
Did
but
you
I never
see
watched
any
it.
episode? Okay, so in the show, in order for Nightwolf to become Nightwolf, he has to merge with his pet wolf. I think his name is Kiba.
Okay.
Or Kiva. So what if they bring Kiva back
as a gear?
As a gear slot, and you can customize Kiva like Dexstar with Atrocity.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Like you could give Kiva like headdresses and like blood on his face and shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that'd be so cool.
He's a gray, right? Like a gray wolf.
It's like a gray wolf.
Yeah. I think I see.
It's like a white wolf, gray wolf. It's a wolf. It's a badass wolf. Well, it was a kid's cartoon, so they couldn't make it completely badass. But no, it's in a rated M game. It could be a badass wolf. As long as it.
He has a bow too, right?
Yeah, he does have a spirit bow.
Yeah. So I mean, bow, axe, and if they add the wolf, then wolf.
Yeah, that would be cool. I would definitely like to see a headdress be part of his gear pieces, like his bandana headgear.
Oh, that'd be sick.
I would love
the
vest.
That'd be sick.
That would be cool.
That's a very major part of him.
It is a big part of him. I hope they bring back the black biker vest from Mortal Kombat 3.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that would be awesome.
You might do that just for nostalgic reasons.
Just maybe.
Because when was the last time Nightwolf was in the game?
Nightwolf was in Mortal Kombat 9.
Yeah, MK9.
That was the last game he was in. Mortal Kombat X, he had a cameo in the story mode, but he did nothing!
Literally nothing.
He showed up for once. He walked out like, I'm evil now, bitch.
Later.
If you don't fight him, you don't
like, see you in the next 2 games.
Anything. Exactly. But yeah, Nightwolf's pretty cool. They didn't go the Killer Instinct route where they actually make him part of the actual native tribe. Something else that they cover in the Nethercast, I believe Chad talks about it a lot, is how Nightwolf was supposed to be part of the Lakota tribe of Indians.
Mm-hmm.
But in this game, bios were leaked for, well, they weren't released. They were officially given out for the first 3 DLC characters, and they referred to a tribe called Lakota.
Okay.
No, not Lakota. Makota.
Oh, with the M.
Yeah, Lakota. No, wait, Matoka.
Okay.
Matoka, which sounds like something from Bionicle.
It does, doesn't it?
It does.
Sounds like a lava bionic. Anyway, back to Nightwolf.
But yeah, like that's one change that's kind of iffy. But they did say Ed Boon did tease a Thunder skin for Nightwolf on Xbox One.
Thunder skin?
Like
from
make
Killer
him
Instinct
look like
Thunder
Thunder
skin?
from Killer Instinct. That would be
sick.
awesome. Oh
Awesome.
my god. Look, give him a Thunder and an Eagle skin.
Yes.
Give him both.
Hands down.
Give him
Do
both
it.
Nez
Do
Percy
it.
skins. That would
Nightwolf
be
will win the game,
awesome.
hands down.
That would be
Yeah.
awesome. So awesome. Thunder would be more fitting because Nightwolf does have thunder powers. He can summon lightning.
And also Thunder looks cooler overall.
Yeah, and he has the dual axes and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I like Eagle. I kind of like the futuristic Native American look. I thought it was pretty cool. I just like playing as Eagle. But yeah, that would be... And the thing that's cool about that is that would be satisfaction for something fans, like myself, have been demanding since MK vs. DC. When MK vs. DC came out, a bunch of people, myself included, on the Midway forums were like, why wasn't it Mortal Kombat vs. Killer Instinct? Because and this is something that goes way back into the arcade days. There was a small rivalry between Mortal Kombat and Killer Instinct, I guess. I don't know the whole logistics about it. I wasn't exactly around for it. I'm very young. But they were both distributed by Midway. I'm pretty sure you can Google Mortal Kombat vs. Killer Instinct, and you have some fan art that's still left over from people on the Midway forums of like Sub-Zero versus Glacius, Cinder versus Scorpion, Riptor versus Reptile. Like there's so many matchups that would work with Killer Instinct. And one day Ed Boon tweeted, "What if these two arcade classics clashed?" And it was Killer Instinct versus War Gods.
What? War Gods?
And I remember, this was my old Twitter account. I tweeted, nah, MK versus KI would be better. And immediately after, the whole thread got bombarded with Mortal Kombat versus Killer Instinct demands. And this is the days before Mortal Kombat 9.
Yeah.
So this is early-ass Twitter.
Yeah. Early-ass Twitter.
But yeah, that was
That's
cool.
kind of like a slap in the face.
Well, the whole reason I joined Twitter was just to follow and bug Ed Boon. But yeah, Nightwolf, super cool. Thunder skin. I will buy a 3rd copy of Mortal Kombat 11 for the Xbox if there's a Thunder skin. Because that is years and years of satisfaction.
It'll happen.
Instantly right there.
Enough to satisfy Rain?
Just bringing up Rain. I'm gonna get depressed. Oh, well, actually, this next one.
What do you think about Sindel?
Get me a little depressed. I'm scared.
Why is that?
I am very scared for Sindel. The bio that was released for her, they completely changed her character. In Mortal Kombat 3, the reason that she was evil was because she was mind controlled.
Okay.
In this one, they say that she betrayed Jared, her first husband, Katana's father, to join Shao Kahn, and simply because she was selfish. She was selfish and greedy and wanted power. She wanted power, she wanted money, she wanted everything that Shao Kahn could provide and Jared could not.
Okay.
So she betrayed Jared, and that's just...
You don't like that?
I don't. I really don't. And a bunch of the intros, they have her they have her sort of like gloating about how evil she is. There's not a single in a game where you have intros that work for both good and bad versions of the characters. Like, a lot of Raiden's dialogue works for both evil and good Raiden, which are both present in the game. Sindel has none of that. There's not a hint of good Sindel. The Sindel that we saw in Mortal Kombat Deception, the Sindel that would literally put everything on the line to save her daughter.
Wait, that's gone? That's what made her so likable, though.
It's kind of part of what made her likable. For me, a big part of Sindel is the aesthetic. My approach to fighting game characters, to video game characters, to comic book characters, to what brings me in, first is the aesthetic. Second, it's what they do or how they play like. In the case of comic book, it's what they do. In the case of video game, it's how they play.
Okay.
And the third is the story. So the story is kind of the last thing for me. If I like the story, that's fine. But if I don't like the gameplay or the aesthetic, bleh. But with Sindel, she was a character that I liked the aesthetic and I liked the gameplay of. The story, again, kind of bleh, but it was there.
Yeah.
It was there, and with Sindel, there was always this fascinating juxtaposition with the character, where she has this evil, banshee appearance.
Yeah.
But in the story, she's a good person. She's a caring mother. She's a lovely queen. She's a just ruler, and in this, there's nothing. Instead, she flirts with all the characters in the game. I've joked about her being my waifu before. She is one of my first video game crushes.
Right.
A big piece of it has to do with her appearance in Mortal Kombat, how she just looked in Mortal Kombat 3, and it just doesn't feel like Sindel. At this point, the only thing that'll make me happy is if she at least looks like Sindel.
Yeah.
And with some of the intros, I guess the upside is that she always... I guess you could take her kind of evil banshee look and say it was kind of dominatrix-y, and then you could say that she kind of looks like Sindel, and that's the only good thing that I can think that might come out of this, is that she'll look like Sindel. But on that mugshot that they teased, it kind of depicts a different character than what we've seen in the bio that was released and in the intro, so I'm nervous.
Okay.
I want to like her.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
And for me, the big part of it is you gotta nail that aesthetic. She has to look like Sindel. At this point, I'd just be happy if she has straight up her Mortal Kombat 3 outfit.
Yeah.
I'd be happy if she just has her Mortal Kombat Deception outfit. Sindel she's important to me. She's the only one of my top 3 favorite characters that I'm getting in this game.
Okay.
And I need her to be good.
Yeah.
That's what it is for me.
More than Rain. You like it more than Rain?
Goro, Rain, Sindel. That's the order.
Okay.
I've said this multiple times.
Yeah, I don't have good memory.
No, it's fine. I don't either.
What does the mugshot look like?
It looks very plain. Like, her hair is all wrong.
Is it clear?
It's not wild. The picture, they just, highlight a few colors and the rest is black and gray.
Okay.
And in this one, they highlighted the purple, and she does have a hairpiece. She has something in her hair. That's something that I call.
Yeah, you called that.
Right now, I think what the gear will be is a hairpiece, probably something to do with her heels, because the whole dominatrix thing that they're doing. And I'm hoping it's something with her hands.
Yeah,
like her gloves or her nails or something like that. But the hair that they showed in the mugshot that they revealed on Twitter, it's all wrong. For me, Sindel has this long, banshee rocker hair.
That's
the hair that I really like is her hair in Deception, where it's just really wild. There's curls going all over the place. Yeah. It's long. It looks like that. She just air dried from a shower.
Yeah. So she doesn't look like that at all.
No.
What's her hair look like then?
It's all tied up, and then there's this long ponytail that just waterfalls down. It doesn't look right to me. It doesn't look like Sindel.
Does she have that streak of white?
She does have... It's a streak of black. It was only white in the movie.
Gotcha.
Which I'm guessing we might get a movie skin. Actually, how funny would it be if they got Musetta Vander to reprise the role of Sindel? Because they got Kerry Tagawa to play Shang Tsung.
Yeah.
And from Mortal Kombat Annihilation, Musetta Vander is literally the only actor that I can think of off the top of my head that would be recognizable for her role, only because of how bad the movie was. And one of the most memorable lines is the one between Katana and Sindel, where it's like, "Mother, you're alive. Too bad you will die."
What? She says that?
That is almost the exact delivery. I guarantee you. We will look up that clip later.
Do it. It's awesome.
In Sindel's actually the only character from the leaks that I actually read the intros for, because I was really curious. I heard about what they might be doing with her, and I had to see it firsthand.
Okay.
And none of them, not a single one of them, is the Mortal Kombat Annihilation line.
Oh.
I am very disappointed.
That's lame.
That is very lame. That is the one line from Mortal Kombat Annihilation you can keep. You can absolutely keep, because of how memorable it is for being bad.
Yeah. You have to show me.
I'll have to show you. And but like I said, one of the big things for me with Sindel, with the intros, intros that exist don't bother me if they do reveal in the ending that it's mind control again, because apparently that's the only thing they know what to do with Sindel.
Yeah. Who mind controlled Sindel? Remind me again?
Shao Kahn.
Okay, that makes sense.
Shao Kahn and Shang Tsung. When Shang Tsung resurrected Sindel, he put her under Shao Kahn's control.
Okay.
Quick note, I've always interpreted her white hair to be like a side effect of her being undead. Because in the Mortal Kombat 3 intro, they specify that she died young.
Okay.
So as a result, in my head, I always made that connection. Okay, so the white hair is sort of like a Bride of Frankenstein thing. It's sort of to depict that she's undead or supernatural.
Yeah, I always thought it's because her being mind controlled was why her hair was...
Why her hair was white. Yeah. It's a whole thing. I wanted to get that out there really quickly. But like I said, with the intros, the intros that exist don't bother me. I think a lot of them you can cut out and then throw in some that do depict a good Sindel.
Yeah.
I'd get rid of a lot of the flirty ones. There's one in particular with Aaron Black that I think you can keep, because if it's delivered right, it can be delivered less as I'm a sexy, benchy queen, I'm gonna flirt with you, and more like, I'm gonna kill this fool. I'm gonna kill this man.
I'm gonna kill this man.
And that's just it. Like, throw in some intros with good Sindel, make her look like Mortal Kombat 3 Sindel, and I'll be happy.
Okay.
And give her a different body type than Katana, Scarlet, and Jade, because she should have a different body type. I think she should have a body type closer to Cetrion, simply because she's a queen. She's a monarch. She's not primarily a fighter.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Personally, I never really got into Sindel.
How dare you get out of my basement?
Yeah,
I'm joking.
She's not my waifu. So if she's in the game, great. I mean, she's gonna be in the game. But if she doesn't do how you want her to be, then okay, whatever. But if she does do great, then sure, whatever. I'm just sort of like whatever with
sort
Sindel.
of neutral.
Yeah, neutral. Yeah. But what I am excited for though is Spawn.
Yeah. After all I have a Spawn figure on my desk.
Yeah.
Right next to Rain. And Swamp Thing is right behind them. I'll take a picture of it for people, but it's one of the I think it's the Image Comics 10th anniversary Spawn figure from McFarlane Toys, and they released three different figures. There was one of Savage Dragon, one of Shadowhawk, one of Spawn. Spawn is the one with the most articulation, because Todd McFarlane is a petty asshole. And it's like, it's McFarlane Toys, so my character will have the most articulation. And it's literally the only McFarlane Toys Spawn figure with articulation. But also, I'm pretty sure Todd McFarlane isn't a petty asshole. I'm just making stuff up.
What are your thoughts on Spawn?
Maybe he is. I'm excited. I'm excited simply because people are going to stop demanding for him, one. But also, it's a character that I get why. I think he has a aesthetic that fits Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I totally agree.
All the comic book guest characters that you could put in Mortal Kombat, Spawn is up there for me.
Oh, yeah. Me too. 100%.
He is definitely up there for me. He has the right aesthetic with his chains, his cape, the dark, grueling tone. But also, like, the early Spawn comics had a little spin of humor to it.
Yeah.
Because Todd McFarlane draws things very cartoony. Even when they're supposed to be really serious people, they always have this sort of, like, cartoon aesthetic to it.
Yeah.
And one of the big charms for Mortal Kombat to me is over-the-top violence. Over-the-top violence to the point of it just being absurd or funny.
This is perfect for Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, and that's why I feel comic book characters kind of fit in Mortal Kombat a little bit. Sometimes they can, sometimes they don't. We'll get to one that doesn't. But yeah, Spawn, I'm super excited. I can't wait to see what they do. My guess on the gear pieces is it's going to be a headpiece, a cape, and his chains.
I agree.
That go around his belt.
Sick.
I would love one that's like the shoelaced Spawn face, maskless face, a couple faces.
Yes.
There's in some of the more recent Spawn comics, he has like a exposed mouth.
Exposed mouth?
Yeah, it basically Todd McFarlane drew Spawn as if he was Venom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
and then of course you have to have skins that represent like different forms of Spawn, like the Angel Spawn. One of my personal favorite ones is the Greg Capullo drawing of Spawn, where he has this big like oversized boot.
Yeah.
And Todd McFarlane's early Spawn has sort of like the red on it on the chest piece with the like right next to the Malbolgia M, because that's what the symbol on his chest is. It's an M for Malbolgia.
I totally knew that.
Yeah. And anything you want to say about Spawn? Because I'm dominating a lot of this conversation.
No, everything you say, I completely agree.
Anything you want to add or say? Anything that you're excited for? Anything from like the comics that you want to throw in?
Well,
anything at all?
To be honest, you said everything.
Well, crap. I didn't say one thing, though.
What?
Something that might happen, and I say might because they said it in the press release, is Keith David might voice Spawn.
What?
Do you know who Keith David is?
Yeah, he's the guy that plays Spawn in the old movie, right?
Not in the movie, in the HBO TV show.
HBO TV show?
Yeah, there was an HBO animated series. I believe it's an Emmy-nominated series. Keith David voiced Spawn. And Keith David is one of those voice actors that I aspire to be, because he just has this tone.
Yeah.
When he depicts characters like Arbiter, Goliath, or
very like
Spawn,
deep,
he has
raspy voice.
He has this very deep, hardened voice that also carries wisdom with it.
Yeah.
So I can't wait. Fans have been waiting to see Spawn in an NRS game since the first Injustice.
Right.
Some people say Mortal Kombat 9. The first I heard of it was in the first Injustice. So I'm going to say since the first Injustice game. If you're going to do him right. And the way to do him right is with Keith David voicing the character.
Yeah.
I'm going to introduce your face to your spleen. I think that's one of the lines from the movie. And Keith David has been wanting to reprise the character for so long. There's an interview with Sci-Fi where he talks about it.
Yeah.
And it's juxtaposed with Todd McFarlane talking about how casting Keith David to voice Spawn was the peak of Spawn stuff. Like, that was the absolute best thing he could do for his character.
Yeah.
Was cast Keith David to voice Spawn. So Keith David needs to voice Spawn.
You hear that, NRS?
Also, Spawn needs to have bright green glowing blood. He needs to have necroplasm blood.
Yeah.
Because blood doesn't have a lot of variety in this game.
Right.
Noob Saibot usually has inky black blood. Right now, the only character with unique blood is D'Vorah with a dark blue. Garrus was originally going to have a bright blue. I'm kind of glad that they changed Garrus's. That's just me, because I think that particular shade of blue was very distracting.
Okay.
And Collector was supposed to have yellow blood. That would have been so cool.
Why did they get rid of that?
I don't know. It would have been cool if it was like golden blood, because like in the credits when you beat the game or when you beat arcade mode, it shows all the golden blood. That should have been Collector's blood. That would have been awesome.
Did Spawn use any weapons?
Yeah. Spawn, well, in Soul Calibur 2, he had an axe.
Yeah.
But Spawn uses swords, he uses guns, he uses axes, chains, weapons.
Just about everything?
He has just about everything.
Well, then what do you
He's
think
a
they'll
former
add in the
military soldier. I think some of his custom moves are going to involve guns. A lot of them are going to involve necroplasm. I think he's going to have a teleport move, but it's going to be a very risky teleport move. It's going to be one that takes a little bit of health because it requires him to use his necroplasm.
Gotcha.
I think one move that I've always thought would be cool, one where he sort of like unfurls himself in his cape and the chains like whip around him and the chains are what attacks the opponents. Almost like Kun Lao's spin attack.
Yeah.
Except like a little bit bigger and meaner.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
It would be cool if they did that as a teleport move as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you could give him a couple gun moves, but I think all of his gun moves should be linked to a custom move. Keep all the necroplasm magic stuff in his base moveset, have all the gun military stuff in his custom moves.
Okay.
Instead. And if you're going to give him, like, demon summons, because eventually he does become I believe he becomes the Lord of Hell, and he also becomes God, and he has all sorts of crazy moves. In the modern Spawn comics, his fingers can stretch out to attack people. Like, he pokes an angel's eye out with his finger. It's super crazy.
This guy's overpowered.
He is overpowered. Like, no joke. He is overpowered. He's murdered the devil. He's murdered Malbolgia. He's murdered God.
Yeah, he's got to be in this game. And you're right. Thank you.
That's crazy. He's taken God's down. Spawn.
All right. Well, there've also been
There's been some leaks
guest characters
of what the 2 additional guest characters are. I'm gonna take this with a grain of salt because things can change. Plans can change.
Yeah, I wanted the same thing.
Some things might not fall through. I believe at one point Talion was considered leaked for Injustice 2.
Right.
And that didn't fall through. So who knows? One of these might not turn out to be a thing. One of them might, or they both might turn out to be a thing, and that'd be great. Because one of them I know is something that really fits Mortal Kombat, and one of them is something that I know Ed Boon has wanted for years.
Okay.
So let's start with Ash.
Ash, what are your thoughts?
Ash Williams. I think Ash is a perfect fit for Mortal Kombat.
Me too.
Absolutely.
He's perfect.
Like Bruce.
Chainsaw, and then, with the hand.
Chainsaw hand.
And then
fighting zombies and deadites.
And he's also like a comedy, kind of over-top character,
he's
too.
an over-the-top, violent, comedic character. And something that I feel has been missing from Mortal Kombat for a while, we got a lot of it back in this game. Jax has the funniest fatalities to me. He has one... You saw the baseball one, right?
Yeah.
That is hilarious. And it even has the music that oh my gosh, I love it. But Ash I think fits Mortal Kombat simply because it combines over the top violence with humor.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
is what a lot of the later Evil Dead movies are about.
And he also has his magic.
Ash versus the Evil Dead. He has magic with the Necronomicon.
Fits the universe perfectly.
It kind of not perfectly, but it fits very well.
Yeah.
And it fits very well. And so if Ash turns out to be a thing, Bruce Campbell has he said mixed things about it.
Yeah,
and I don't know if he's being paid to throw us off, or he's legit not sure if he's actually in the game, or he doesn't want to be in the game, or something like that. Bruce Campbell, man, you're perfect for this.
He is, man.
You can do it.
He can do it. What do you think are the gear options?
I think the gear, absolutely, you're going to have one to be his chainsaw hand.
Obvious one.
That's just an obvious one. That's a given. I think you might get one for his shotgun, his boomstick.
Yeah, that's another obvious one.
His boomstick. You might get one for the Necronomicon if they make it part of his move list.
Yeah.
Although I don't think there's a lot of variation you can give the Necronomicon unless you make it just like different versions of books from pop culture.
Yeah.
Like one version can be the book from, I don't know, Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the Eternal Darkness book or something like that. Or it'd be weird. I don't see them making the Necronomicon customizable, but also I just don't know what they could do with the third one. And I absolutely think that for skins, you have to have Young Ash, you have to have Army of Darkness Ash, where his shirt is falling off.
Yeah.
And you have to have Ash versus the Evil Dead Ash, because just having a midlife crisis Ash Williams.
That'd be awesome. Just the dialogue between them would be funny too.
Yeah, mid-50. However, how old Bruce Campbell is now, just like a modern day Ash. I think just fighting all these other very fit characters is hilarious to me, and that's what makes Ash Williams a great fit for Mortal Kombat.
100%.
But so Ash Williams, that's one. Ash Williams and Spawn, those are two that we're both very excited for. And then the second character that's a possibility is Terminator.
I'm not excited for him. I mean, I know Ed Boon's been asking for this character, but personally, in the Mortal Kombat universe, you have your Cyber Lin Kuei, they have smoke bombs, they have nets, they have, guns, but not over-the-top guns. Terminator, there are these indestructible machines, they got these giant missile launchers, lasers, cannons, whatever, and I just think that it just feels out of place.
They do have to like do a whole completely different thing with the crushing blows. Like they have to make a unique model for the T800.
Yeah.
Underneath, because it is supposed to be the T800, I believe.
Is it gonna be Terminator, like just complete robot, or is he gonna be underneath?
From what I've heard other people say, I haven't looked at the leaked intros myself.
Yeah.
But from what I've heard, it's supposed to be Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator.
Oh. So the more you beat him up, you can see more of the robot.
That would be awesome. Like, the more you beat him up, the more the fake skin falls off and shit. Oh, my God. That would be pretty cool. But, yeah, Terminator is cool, and I know this is something that Ed Boon has wanted to have for a long time.
Yeah.
And in fact, part of the design idea between Kano and Sonya Blade and their rivalry was a Terminator versus Sarah Connor type scenario. Like that was the idea between pitting those two together. Have a character that kind of looks like the Terminator and a character that kind of looks like Sarah Connor fight in a video game.
Right.
Because Mortal Kombat is made up entirely of movie references.
That is true.
Martial arts movie references, action movie references. It's a whole thing. While I don't see Terminator being the best fit, but NetherRealm has surprised me before. Like, I wouldn't have never said Scarecrow would be a perfect fit for a fighting game, but they made him work in Injustice 2. I would have never imagined Swamp Thing. I've wanted Swamp Thing, but I never would have thought of how you would make him fight in Injustice.
Yeah.
And NetherRealm got that too. So they could surprise me.
I don't know. I mean, because the Terminator isn't known to be
very
close combat.
Physical.
Exactly.
So he might not be my character, but he's going to be someone's. I guarantee you, he's going to be someone's.
What, you think they're going to make him like a Deadshot?
I hope not. God, that'll be awful. No. Probably give him like a time travel teleportation move or something to close the distance, make him a slow character, possibly give him some Jason Voorhees grapple type stuff.
Okay.
Narrow the weapons down to just a Gatling gun and maybe a machine gun or a shotgun.
Yeah.
And there you have your customizable pieces: Gatling gun, shotgun, sunglasses. I think that would be it. And different skins, different forms of the Terminator or Arnold Schwarzenegger, just with less clothes. Have a naked Arnold Schwarzenegger from Terminator Salvation.
Hell yeah.
A naked, poorly CGI'd Terminator.
Man.
That's our thoughts on Terminator. Although, one thing that a lot of people have been pointing out is that there's a good possibility that one of the mystery guest characters could be Doomslayer from the Doom games.
Ooh.
Doom Guy. Because of the chainsaw sound effect.
Yeah. I remember you talking about this in a previous RainKast.
A lot of people want to see him, and I would be down for it.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'd be down for it. It may be a first-person shooter, but like after looking at some gameplay for Doom Eternal, man, oh my god,
that new Doom looks insane.
It looks badass. I need to finish. I have the Doom reboot on my computer. I haven't played it all the way through. I've like played through a bit of the first mission, but I never have the time to play through the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I need to do that because just looking at that game gets me pumped. It makes me want to rip someone's head off.
Not mine. Right?
We'll get to that later. But yeah, there's a possibility Doomslayer is going to be a thing. And there was something else from the Switch leak is multiple Switch leaks, by the way. This isn't just like one thing. Some people have actually like gone into the game and like, oh my gosh, this stuff is here. And Combat Pack 2 is a possibility. And the Mortal Kombat, we'll cover the 2 Mortal Kombat characters that they've been saying might be in Combat Pack 2, and then the one guest character that might be in Combat Pack 2. And I hope it's not just 3 for Combat Pack 2. I hope we eventually get to a Combat Pack 3, but this first one's a good one, though. Do you want to start, Mickey?
Okay, so in a previous RainKast, you've asked me what are some Mortal Kombat characters I'd like to see in 11, right?
Yep, in the very first RainKast.
And one of them I said
Link in the description below.
One of them was Fujin. I've been asking for more Elder Gods, and boom, they delivered.
He's not an Elder God.
Well, I mean, he's a god of wind.
Yeah, he's a god of wind.
Yeah, god of wind, not Elder God. My bad, everybody. Yeah, I love Fujin. He was my favorite character in MK4.
Yep.
Wasn't he also a boss?
He was in Mortal Kombat Gold, and he was in Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero as a boss. I'm not going to make the same mistake twice.
Yeah, I'm just glad they have him in the game, and I really hope they do him justice. I really hope they have the flag on him, too. That flag is really cool.
He doesn't have a flag. He has a cape.
No, it's a flag.
Hotaru's the one with the flags. Fujin wears a cape.
Okay, cape. Are you sure?
I'm absolutely sure. Do you want me to pull up the concept art?
Do it. Do it. I swear he has...
No! No.
Let me see. I swear he has a flag, man. Doesn't he have gray hair, too?
Yes, he does. So does Hotaru. Looking for the Mortal Kombat Mythologies concept art. There! Bam! Cape!
I was wrong. You were right. I'm sorry.
I know my Mortal Kombat mostly.
But what are your thoughts?
Mostly. Fujin is great. Like, Fujin is a great pick. Especially because a lot of the characters from Mortal Kombat 4 onward haven't gotten a lot of love in this new series.
I agree.
Like, you've gotten Quan Chi and Kenshi and Raicho a bit, Tanya as DLC, but not a lot. None of them, only Kenshi and Quan Chi have made base roster on any of the games.
Right.
And now Frost in Mortal Kombat 11. It's still not a lot. That's 4 characters. 5 characters. That's 5 characters out of a plethora of characters people have demanded, Fujin being one of them.
Right. And
I wanted to see Mortal Kombat X have Fujin as DLC.
Yeah.
That would have been great. Because the God of Wind must blow again.
Good one.
No, that was a horrible one. But yeah, Fujin's a good one. Anytime that they bring back a character that we haven't seen in a while, the characters that made me fall in love with the franchise to begin with, these martial arts mysticism characters like Fujin, it's perfect. It's great. What do you think his gear would be?
Not the flag, the cape. His robe? Does he have a robe? Or like his pants?
Yeah, he has pants and a robe.
Yeah. His
robe. He has clothes.
Yeah. That part of his body.
Yeah, the chestal region.
Right, that's good. And then maybe a headpiece would be really cool.
Maybe a headpiece would be pretty cool. He usually wears in Mortal Kombat X. He had like this weird bandana jewel thing.
Yeah.
Tiara thing.
He
had a tiara on. And in
crown. Get it right.
Yeah, Fujin would be cool. I would see something with his gauntlets. They might give him a bow staff, but in Mortal Kombat 4, he had a crossbow. So one of those two, I think the bow staff fits him better.
Yeah, I agree.
A crossbow would be cool because it's not something we see people use all the time in Mortal Kombat. I don't think there is even a single crossbow character other than Fujin.
Nightwolf uses a bow, right?
He uses a bow and arrow, not a crossbow. Yeah, I'd say that. Maybe give him some sort of amulet like Raiden has.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. Like a wind amulet.
A win amulet? Like an insta-win amulet? I'm gonna win because I'm Fujin.
No, wind.
Oh, wind amulet.
Yeah, wind.
Amulet. Okay.
Wind.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. The cape would be a good one. He has a ponytail, usually. Maybe something with his ponytail.
Oh, like maybe like whatever he ties his hair with. Maybe something.
Yeah, although Sindel's having that. Yeah, I'm really curious what they do with Fujin, actually.
You think they're going to keep the same model?
From Mortal Kombat X?
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to update that shit. All the characters get new models.
Well, I mean, like, as far as what he's wearing.
Like a new design? I think they're going to completely redesign him. Like, from the ground up. I think it'll be a hybrid between Mortal Kombat X and Mortal Kombat Armageddon. And the second character that was leaked for Combat Pack 2 is Sheeva. What are your thoughts on Sheeva?
So, Sheeva's in the game, therefore...
In the story mode.
Story mode, yeah. Therefore, it would make sense for her to be DLC.
Yeah.
Right?
Something that they did with the DLC for Mortal Kombat X, the only exception to it, I think, was Tanya. But in Combat Pack 2, Bo Raicho and Triborg/Sektor, they appeared in the story mode, but they weren't fightable.
Right.
So I think that might be one of the things with Sheeva. She's our non-fightable NPC that from the story mode that we'll get as DLC, and that would be cool.
I mean, I know you love Goro, and Sheeva.
I do love Goro. Sheeva's never exactly been my most favorite, but people like her.
Yeah.
A lot. There's more Sheeva fans than I expected.
Okay.
And a lot of people want to see their Shokan Queen back. So
yeah,
if
awesome.
They're happy, I'm happy because
I'm happy too.
Again, I like it when it's characters that we haven't seen in a while, and we
I
haven't
agree.
seen
We
Sheeva
haven't seen Sheeva in a long
since
time.
Mortal Kombat 9.
So
Mortal Kombat 9 was the last time she was playable. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm pretty sure what they'll do for her moves is that she'll be like a hybrid between Goro and Mortal Kombat X and Cheetah and Injustice 2. I think they're going to try to make her very agile.
Okay, I like that.
And give her multi-stomp moves. As far as her gear pieces, she had like a sash over her shoulder in the story mode, so I could see that being one of her gear pieces.
Did she have a headpiece?
She didn't have a headpiece, but I imagine she would have a crown.
Yeah.
She has horns protruding from her head.
Maybe the horns could be...
Maybe. Sort of like with Baraka,
exactly.
How he has like sort of bone pieces and
a
bone hawk in his head as a gear piece. That could be how her headpiece works. And you could change her mohawk and stuff.
Her mohawk's funky.
And stuff. It is very funky. It's funky, funky fresh.
Funky, fresh.
Yeah. And then the gauntlets on her forearms.
Oh, yeah, of course.
That would be great, actually. So Sheeva's a cool one. Sheeva's a cool one. I want to see what they do with her, to be honest. I really want to see what they do with her.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to her too.
And the third character that Combat Pack 2 might have,
which we're both kind of disappointed. You see that?
Yeah. It's the Joker.
Yeah.
And the whole reason it's happening is because of the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie. And I feel like if you're going to do a movie cross promotions, I feel like it's best if you do it for one that's like 2 years away.
Yeah.
Not coming out literally this year, like this winter.
Yeah.
I think it is. But granted, we're also the same guys that are like, oh, Ash and Terminator are cool. Ash versus the Evil Dead is awesome. Terminator Dark Fate looks sick. Something like that, which doesn't... I'm on the fence about that movie. But Joker, yeah.
Don't like it.
My overall thoughts about it is like, what can we do with the character that we haven't already done in Injustice?
Correct.
And both Injustice 1 and 2. And I can't think of a lot. Like, all you're going to do is that there's going to be slightly more blood effects, and he'll get fatalities now. And I don't think that's enough. NetherRealm might surprise us. They might not, but yeah, Joker, I'm not feeling it. It would be different if they were to take, I don't know, like the Batman Who Laughs from the recent Dark Knight.
That makes more sense.
That would have been... He kind of fits the aesthetic a little bit more, and I feel like there's a little bit more that you could do with him, because, 1, we haven't seen him in Injustice yet. 2, he has chains. 3, he has little Robin monsters that he can summon to attack people. I believe they actually say crow, so I think they're called crows. And also, you could have Kevin Conroy voice it, because the Batman Who Laughs isn't the Joker. It's Batman poisoned by a Joker toxin to become the next Joker.
Yep, I read the comic.
Yeah, so you could have Kevin Conroy do his best Mark Hamill impression, and that would be cool. But with just the Joker, the only thing that would really sell it on me is his fatalities. And if one of his fatalities uses Joker gas.
Mm-hmm.
Because, while no, it's not the bloodiest end you can give a character, it can easily be the most flat-out disturbing. In Batman Arkham Origins, I think they had this perfect scene set up in an elevator where a woman gets Joker gas and her face contorts and she starts foaming at the mouth as she falls to the ground.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you have to do for a Joker gas fatality. You really have to play around with the camera work and sort of, like, play with this mentality that you're laughing uncontrollably, without any control of your body. Your entire body almost completely shuts down, and the only thing you can do is laugh and smile and cackle until you bleed out, start coughing up blood. But it's not a big, slashy, dramatic thing. Which is why I don't think they'll do it.
Sounded like you thought about that a lot.
I did, because that's literally the only benefit I can see to Joker being in a Mortal Kombat game, is the fatalities. he can't benefit from the moves at all. I think they pretty much inhaled what Joker can do fighting-wise in the Injustice games.
I mean, like you said earlier, NetherRealm Studios surprised you.
Yeah.
Swamp Thing,
Scarecrow.
So, you never know. We'll see.
You never know. Alrighty, so what we're going to do now is it's kind of like a spin on what we've done in. It's pretty much the exact same thing that we've done in other RainKasts where we speculate on characters for Mortal Kombat 11, but we're going to specifically specify about what characters we would like to see in a future Combat Pack, be it in Combat Pack 2 or Combat Pack 3. We each have 3 Mortal Kombat characters and 1 guest character. Now, keep in mind when we talk about guest characters, it's mostly for shits and giggles, but this is my opinion on guest characters. The most guest characters a single game should have is 4. And even then, that's pushing it. Personally, I'm getting kind of drained from all these guest characters. Like, I want to see the Mortal Kombat characters again, simply because I feel like it would be more different and unexpected than a guest character at this point. With that said, I think we have 2 really good picks when we get to that point. So, Mickey, do you want to start us off on the Combat Pack discussion? Like, what characters we would like to see in a future game?
Absolutely, I'd love to. Alright, so for my first pick is none other than Sektor. Cyberlin Quay Ninja Guy.
Takunin. He starts his own clan called the Takunin Clan.
Oh.
In this new timeline, Triborg starts the Takunin Clan, but in the original timeline, Sektor starts the Takunin Clan.
Oh, okay. Good to know. Yeah. Well, I mean, we got to fight him in the game, the story mode, right?
Yes.
So it only makes sense for him. He's already in the game, right? I mean,
yes and no. A lot of it is reused assets from Triborg, from my understanding. I think Sektor is the only one that has one new thing, which is one of his victory taunts.
Okay.
Where he does the Iron Man, like, spin in the air.
Yeah. But, I mean, he's almost in the game, so it wouldn't take much effort.
Kind of. It'll take work, but not as much.
Exactly.
Because you already have a fresh design.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and also I like to see more of Cyber Ninja action.
Yeah, and Sektor, his design in the story mode looks so cool.
Badass,
he
right?
Looks so badass. He has the freaking wire dreads that go down to his chest.
Badass.
And he's big and bulky.
Yeah.
Like, I love it.
Yeah, like, I like Sektor. And I know in X we got Triborg.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I want them to see them individually. I want to see Sektor and his personality and how he fights. I don't want to see... Yeah. Anyway,
I want to see him on his own.
Yeah. And what about for you? What was your first pick?
Really quick, what gear pieces do you think Sektor should have? Just like really quickly.
Dreadlocks?
Dreadlocks, you can give him human hair.
Sure.
Why not? Give him like a bone dreadlocks, like Fulgor and Killer Instinct customization.
Sick.
Oh my god!
Guys,
and
make
then
that real.
In the Xbox version, you get a Fulgor skin.
Yes. He's so happy right now. So the dreadlocks, his arms, his fists, I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, his like rocket launchers or his flamethrowers.
Yeah.
I kind of talked about like Sektor customization in the last RainKast, but a lot of it was bad ideas.
I mean, can you remind me of those bad ideas again?
The pulse blades, the headpiece, and the rockets from his rocket launcher.
Okay.
Yeah, but like doing the rocket launchers themselves, that's way better.
Yeah.
And
his massive, I think his massive is pretty cool too.
Oh, absolutely! Like that would be really cool. Yeah. I would definitely customize Sektor headpieces specifically if they have like a classic headpiece.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
What about yourself?
For myself, the first character I would love to see in a combat pack, and I know a lot of people will agree with me. I talked about him on the first RainKast. It's Havik. Havik is easily the most demanded 3D character to come back into this new timeline. And the only things that we've got from him in this new timeline is an ending with Noob Saibot, where he helps Noob Saibot take over the Netherrealm. And in the Mortal Kombat X comic written by Sean Kittleson, where Havik sort of teams up with Reiko and is a secondary villain. for the Mortal Kombat X comic. And they kind of got him, but they mostly made him just straight evil instead of chaotic neutral, which is what Havik should be. He wants to do the route that creates the most chaos. Like in his ending for Mortal Kombat Deception, it was Onaga's defeated and all the heroes win and they're celebrating. He kind of helped defeat Onaga, and he was like, it's going to be boring with just the good guys around. I'm going to resurrect Onaga. And that's what he does. He takes Onaga's heart and soul and like brings it back to the Chaos Realm so he can try to resurrect Onaga.
He's that evil, huh?
He's not evil. He's
He
chaotic neutral. He's like, things are gonna be too peaceful. I'm just gonna hold on to this, and then I'll bring Onaga back whenever I feel like, just surprise everyone. And I think if we do get Havik, sort of one thing that would get me on board with Joker is if they have Mark Hamill voice the Joker. Okay. Richard Epcar has done a wonderful job in the Injustice games, but I think if you're going to do Joker as a guest character, as Mark like a Hamill. One-shot for Mortal Kombat, get Mark Hamill. Because Mark Hamill is the Joker. But if you get Mark Hamill to voice Havik, one, we may never get Havik in another game because it'll be too expensive, but he will also kill as Havik.
He will,
He would be awesome as Havik. That's the voice that I think of when I think of Havik. In the Mortal Kombat Deception Conquest mode, he had sort of a very whispery voice.
Yeah.
Where it's like, how do you know I wasn't trying to kill you when I was training you? And stuff like that. But I feel like if for this new timeline, we want Havik to be over the top. We want him to be bombastic. We need a Mark Hamill Havik.
Question. Gear pieces?
Gear pieces. So let me get into the move list first, because that kind of ropes into what I want to see from
Okay, yeah, go for it.
So as far as his move list goes, I think he should have... Ashura had a voodoo doll in Mortal Kombat Deception, but I didn't really feel like that fit her character.
Okay.
Because she always had this Shrine Maiden aesthetic to her. And I don't think the voodoo doll fit. So I'd say give Havik the voodoo doll, give him some sort of like voodoo mind control magic type stuff, and give him moves inspired by like the film Beetlejuice, because Mortal Kombat is a game made entirely of movie references. So give him a bunch of crazy moves. I would love it if one of his fatalities is like he shrinks the opponent's head.
Yeah.
Like that would be super cool.
What's
and I
that
can see
red
that working
orb on
with the
his
chaos magic.
stomach?
Does he have a red orb on his
It's
stomach? I don't remember.
It's like a red orb on his chest or something.
Look that up for me? Because I don't think he does. He does have like a pendant on his chest, but it's silver.
Oh, I thought he had like a red.
No, he does have a red and black aesthetic to it. Maybe in his alternate costume, but it's not really anything.
But he has like a military cap, right?
Oh, that's Su Hao.
Oh, what's with me and I'm thinking of
Su Hao. So I'm not gonna lie, when we were first coming up with this list for the combat pack, I was considering putting Su Hao down as a joke, and also because I kind of have a cool idea as to how to reimagine Su Hao. At least to me, it's a cool idea. But I put someone else instead.
Oh, Havik's a dude. He's like looks like an alien, right?
No, he has like half a face missing. Like
once you see I'm thinking of Draman. That's what I'm thinking of. Oh, this dude.
Yes, that dude.
This is Havik.
That's Havik. So I would like to give him moves and attacks that are inspired by the film Beetlejuice. His Morning Star, I wouldn't make like a solid weapon that he would carry. I would give him a snake with 2 heads that sort of ropes around his waist and that he can sort of like control or use to attack or fight with him.
Yeah.
And the snake, when it claps its heads together, turns into the Morning Star. And the nickname he would give the snake is Hotaru.
Why the guy with the flag.
The guy with the flag from the Order Realm. Why would I call him Hotaru?
Why?
What else do you call a two-faced snake?
Oh.
Because in Mortal Kombat Deception, Hotaru kind of betrays Shujinko because Hotaru is loyal to law and order.
Okay.
Shujinko shows up to try to get Hotaru's help after Hotaru sort of like takes control of a city in Outworld.
Hotaru's like a cop, right?
He's sort of like an Outer Realm cop.
Okay.
And Hotaru takes control of a city in an Outworld that Shujinko brought him to try to free it from an oppressive ruler. And, like, Shujinko comes there to go, like, Hotaru, my friend. It's like, what are you doing? It's after curfew. It's like, I wasn't aware of some curfew law. Not knowing the law isn't an excuse to break it. So he kind of like betrays Shujinko in that moment. So that's why I would call a two-faced snake Hotaru for Havik. Yeah, so that,
what about
that's
headpieces?
kind of for gear pieces.
Oh, gear pieces. Why did I say headpieces?
One would definitely be a headpiece.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to give him a headpiece, and one of them would definitely be the snake idea, Hotaru.
Yeah, I like that. That's really good.
You could customize the Morning Star / the snake, and have a voodoo doll be customizable, and make one of his moves something where like sort of like with Shang Tsung's Soul Steal, where he sort of like sends out this energy that grabs the opponent, but instead it sort of grabs the opponent, and now he controls them with the voodoo doll.
Ooh, I like that a lot.
Like, that would be cool.
That would be cool.
So that's what I would do for Havik.
Okay.
And of course, Mark Hamill voicing Havik.
Yeah, of course. So
Mark
for my
Havik.
second choice, we also saw Cyrax.
We did see Cyrax.
We also saw Cyrax.
He exists.
He exists. Cause Cyrax wasn't... Cause Sektor was in MK9, right?
Sektor and Cyrax were in MK9.
Both
but
were MK9.
Sektor was one of the first characters revealed for MK9, that was a fan moment for me, because I like Sektor more than Cyrax, and Cyrax is usually the one picked over Sektor. So that was like a big, they remembered Sektor!
Well, I just want them both in the game. I don't know, it just makes logical sense for them to add characters that are already in the game.
Yet they didn't do that
You
in
know what I
Mortal
mean?
Kombat X.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, it does kind of make sense. One thing that kind of does downplay it, somebody ripped the models for the Sektor and Cyrax, I think it was Judgment Fist, and found that they kind of use the same body mold, just with different decorations on top. So I think if they do become full characters, they might change that, if that is a thing. But yeah, Sektor and Cyrax are totally characters that should be in the game. I don't think that they'll put them in as DLC, though.
It'll be free. A free update,
hope
right?
that if they do, it'll be a free update, because Mortal Kombat NRS has said they don't want to charge people twice for DLC, and we kind of got them as DLC with Triborg.
Yeah.
Not completely, but still. If they discount Triborg, then sure, I'll pay for Sektor and Cyrax. I don't mind. I would love to. But really?
And then what about for your...
Gear pieces for
Oh,
Cyrax.
yeah. I always forget.
Jeez, man, it's like you forget that gear is a thing in the game. It's the most important thing. Don't you love it? Don't you love earning gear?
Yeah, totally. Cyrax doesn't have the dreads, does he?
He does have dreads, but it's more like a mohawk that turns into that turns into a waterfall.
Yeah, let's do that then.
Or waterfall hair.
Let's do that as
well, just do a headpiece.
Yeah, headpiece.
A full headpiece.
Yeah, headpiece.
Although Sektor would be more likely to have the full headpiece, because Cyrax's whole thing has been he kind of wants to regain his humanity.
Yeah, that's true.
So they might...
Cyrax is the yellow one, right?
Yeah, Cyrax is the yellow one. So what they might do is have it be a human body.
That'd be cool.
A human base. Then when you customize it, you customize the helmet and stuff. Almost like his Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance alternate costume, where he's kind of like RoboCop underneath.
Yeah,
The
I like
cyborg
that.
part is just armor.
Yeah, I like that.
Like that would be cool. And then you could have different skins that don't mess with the cyborg aesthetic entirely.
Yeah, that'd be really sick.
Cyrax would have masks and helmets. Sektor would have full headpieces, because
Yeah,
Sektor is all about that cyborg life.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you mean? We don't die? We don't have to eat? We don't have to poop? Why don't you want to be a cyborg?
Life's great.
The life is great. Can you have sex, though?
No.
Why would I want to reproduce with a filthy human?
Or a robot. Right? You gotta edit that out, right?
I became a robot so I don't have to take care of children. Yeah. That's Sektor. And Cyrax. Sektor and Cyrax. What about the other gear? We've done headpiece. Something
headpiece,
else. You got two more.
I think his maybe like his chest.
His chest.
Yeah, his
chestal area.
Chestal area, that'd be cool.
Like sort of give him an arc reactor like Frost has.
Yeah, I like that. Arc reactor, or like maybe like a beat up
bib.
Yeah.
A bib. A baby bib. Look at baby Cyrax going down
or
the
maybe
street.
like on his back. Or maybe instead of a chest, like something on his back.
Something on his back, well, Frost already has a jetpack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. His net.
Wait, doesn't he have jet? On his legs.
Yeah, he kind of does have jets on his legs. Both Sektor and Cyrax.
Yeah,
they've turned him into Iron Man since Mortal Kombat 9. Yeah, what else do you do for Cyrax? Maybe a pulse blade, because he technically was the first one to have a pulse blade. It was a singular pulse blade. So
he has the net, right? Cyrax
he does have the net.
The net's pretty iconic.
What do you do with it? Like, what different nets do you do? Are they different colors? Are they different shapes?
Maybe different materials?
It's one of them. He also has buzzsaws.
Ooh.
Like maybe customize the buzzsaws.
The buzzsaws. That would be cool. Yeah, I like that. One could be like a bone saw or like a
bone saw is ready.
I don't know. Or like a robot saw.
He has a robo saw. Buzzsaw, headpiece.
Legs.
What was shin guards?
Shin guards.
Why nobody has customizable shin guards yet?
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Completely unique gear piece.
Hell yeah. All right. And what about for you, Mr. To Be Explained Later?
My second pick, like I said in the first RainKast, I want both Leah Montalongo girls in the game.
Yeah. Your waifus, right?
My waifus, my Mortal Kombat waifus. But also, I feel like we need more female characters in the game.
Well, I mean, so far, who do we have?
Frost, Sonya, Cassie, Jackie, Devora, Cetrion.
And Kitana.
Kitana, Jade.
Yeah.
8 out of a 25 character roster.
And the rest are what, dudes or monsters?
The rest of them are dudes or monsters. I'm pretty sure Collector's a dude.
But yeah, I do agree that we should get some more women. You know.
Yeah, I think we need more female characters. Not entirely for sex appeal, but just because, I don't know.
You want to be balanced, you know.
I do like a balance, and because Mortal Kombat does have some pretty cool female characters, and I feel like we did miss out on people like Li Mei. I'm not necessarily one of them.
Right.
I have a couple ideas what to do with Li Mei, but none of them people would like.
Yeah.
But Sareena is the big one for me. Sareena. It absolutely has to be Sareena. This is a character I've wanted to see come back since Mortal Kombat 9. In fact, when the General Ram versus Shao Kahn IGN poll went up way back when Mortal Kombat 9 was first coming out, Ed Boon actually teased us with, like, if Shao Kahn wins this poll, I'll reveal whose leg this belongs to. It turned out to be Scarlet, but so many people thought it was Sareena. It was like a red boot. It was the red boot that...
She's definitely waifu material.
Let's drop the waifu stuff.
Okay, alright.
For now. We could do that in our own time.
But she looks sick. She has the...
Yeah, she has like a white streak in her hair. Yeah. She has NetherRealm face tattoos.
Yeah.
And the thing is that she's a demon that's given human form because of Quan Chi and Shinnok's magic. So it would be really interesting to see what role she takes in the NetherRealm with Quan Chi and Shinnok gone.
That would be cool.
Like, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Cool to see. Does she stay in her human form? Does she revert to a demon form? Or is it like this weird Jekyll and Hyde thing where in the middle of her moves she loses her shit and turns into a demon?
That'd be cool.
That would be super cool.
What if they introduce a new mechanic where like she has like a meter?
Like a meter, a rage meter?
Or
something like that. The rage. MK versus... She just goes full MK versus DC. Like, that would be cool. And she had some pretty cool moves in Mortal Kombat Armageddon, which is where she became, like, a full character. You could play around with some of the Kia Jataka stuff. Like, this is a character that has so much potential that hasn't been tapped in yet. I really hope NetherRealm decides to play with the character because it's been too long. We need, and with Noob Saibot in the game, Noob Saibot and Sub-Zero in the game, imagine the intro dialogue between them. Because Noob Saibot is Bi-Han. That's the Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat mythology that she sort of came to know when they suggested a love interest with, but didn't really pan out or something like that. Just imagine this person that she kind of looks up to and seeing what he's become.
That would be cool.
Like, that would be a cool thing to tap into. Awesome. And she was also in Cabal's ending.
Oh, she was?
Like, they hint at the idea that Cabal and Sareena get married and have kids. It is wacky.
Good thing it's non-canon.
I don't blame Cabal though. But yeah, Sareena.
Okay. Gear pieces.
Gear pieces. Daggers. She sort of had. No, not a dagger. You know what? Commas.
Okay.
Because she should be a very melee character. Melee heavy character. Maybe she has this sort of like random amulet because apparently the Mortal Kombat mythology can't have anything but amulets that sort of like controls her demon form.
I mean, that makes sense.
Like that would be pretty cool. Like maybe it's a Quan Chi relic.
Ooh, yeah,
or something like
or
that.
Or a Shang Tsung relic.
Or a Shang Tsung relic. And something with her head, and because she does wear a headband, maybe different headbands like Liu Kang, maybe turn it into a full face mask.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Or like no headband.
Or no headbandless. Yeah. Like that would be cool. I again, Sareena's a character I've wanted to see for a long time, and why haven't we seen her? Why wasn't she in Mortal Kombat X? She was in the story mode, but she wasn't DLC or anything. She wasn't playable. Why wasn't she in Mortal Kombat 9? Why NetherRealm? Why?
The world will never know.
I guess they sort of like rope her in with that same 3D era type group, but
yeah.
Sareena's a big one for me.
Okay.
And your third one, we kind of talked about him earlier, but go ahead.
I'll touch base on him some more. Fujin. Like I said earlier. I mean, I just love Fujin.
Yeah.
So, he was my favorite character in MK4.
Mortal Kombat 4 / Mortal Kombat Gold.
It makes sense. I just want Fujin.
Like,
yeah.
I just want Fujin. Give me Fujin.
I just want Fujin. Give me Fujin. I mean, look, we have God of Thunder.
Yeah.
Why can't we have another god? You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, why can't we have Fujin? I would love to see how they would play with his wind abilities.
Yeah, right?
In Mortal Kombat.
Do you think it might be like Katana?
Mortal Kombat
wind?
11. I don't think it'll be like Katana. I think they'll differentiate him a bit because he'll do it a little bit more gracefully. He doesn't need a medium to channel his power. He is his power. When he summons a tornado under you, it should just be like a snap.
Easy, yeah.
And then the tornado just pops up. And it's like, whoa, what the fuck? And I think he should have something sort of like Ghost Rider has this mechanic in Marvel vs. Capcom where when he does his chain whip move, you press the button twice and it's 2 hits and it brings the opponent closer to him. He should have something like that where he uses the wind and pushes someone closer to him. Almost like with Swamp Thing in Mortal Kombat and Injustice 2. Mortal Kombat Injustice 2, Mortal Kombat Injustice 2. He summons a clone that sort of pushes the opponent forward, like makes him stumble forward. He should have a move like that. And again, it's Fujin, man. We've waited so long.
Seriously, I've waited so long.
Yeah.
And you're waiting for Rain? What about you? It's okay, man. What's your third pick?
Khameleon / Khameleon.
Oh,
the invisible ninja dude. That's my third pick. And
he gets mistaken with Reptile a lot, right?
Not a lot. They kind of revealed that they're part of the same race. But Khameleon would be pretty cool. Khameleon you would put in both versions of the game, and Khameleon I don't think would really work as DLC. I was really hoping that if they put Khameleon in the game, she would be a Switch exclusive, because she's only appeared on Nintendo versions of Mortal Kombat games. She was in the Mortal Kombat Trilogy game on the N64, and she was in Mortal Kombat Armageddon on the Wii.
Yeah.
No other Mortal Kombat games. And I think of the two, she's the one with the most story potential. And I think she could be a lot of fun because we don't often see them play with the female character movesets. And the thing that, to me, the appeal of the two characters that they haven't really fully exploited is the mixing and matching of different character moves.
Okay.
Which we kind of get with Shang Tsung, but none of it is tournament based, and all of it is just special moves. With Khameleon / Khameleon, I want to see them mix and match the combo strains.
Okay.
Like, sort of make it, you can perform a combo strain that would traditionally belong to Katana, perform a special move that's like a Melina teleport, and then you continue into a Jade strain. Like, that would be cool. And same thing with Khameleon. You start off with a move that works for Sub-Zero, and then you combo strain with a Scorpion strain, and then you finish it off with, like, an Ermac move or something like that. And that would be a lot of fun. And with Tremor now a real boy, like a real character in the Mortal Kombat
Mm-hmm.
universe, you could give Khameleon... Oh, shoot, I touched my desk. You could give him some of the Tremor moves to play around with as well.
I like that. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Gear pieces.
Gear pieces, headpiece for both.
Of course.
Because they're both masked ninja characters. For Khameleon, something else that I've always thought would be cool for Khameleon is if you give him some, like, straight-up realistic ninja stuff. Like throwing spikes, throwing stars, dust, smoke bomb teleportation
Ooh,
stuff.
yeah, that'd be sick.
Stuff like that. So
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
give him, like, a traditional ninja weaponry that you can customize.
Yeah.
Same, kind of the same thing with Khameleon. For Khameleon, I would give her as a Terran gem. Actually, in the crypt, there is a Zaterran artifact for a long-lost Zaterran queen. I forget what it's called, but it's like a sword that controls low-level Zaterrans, like low-minded Zaterrans. And that would be cool if they make that part of Khameleon's moveset. Like that, and play around with, like, throwing reptiles around. Like, make her a summon character. Oh,
Ooh,
my
that
god.
would be sick.
I think we just broke the Khameleon code. But that's, like, 2 for both. I need to come up with a third.
I don't know. Shin guards?
Yeah, but you know what? Arm guards.
Arm guards.
Forearm
Okay,
guards.
forearm.
There you go. Not glove.
What about boots?
We kind of
shoes?
did it for boots and shoes. That kind of falls under the
Yeah.
shin guard. Knee pads.
Do they have knee pads?
Now they do.
Why would ninjas need knee pads?
Why not? They're crawling around in the gutter all the time. They're up on the rooftops, kneeling down,
They gotta
watching us
protect
from the
their
distance.
knees.
They gotta protect their knees.
kneecaps. What kind of knees though? Like kneecap, like
Spiked kneecaps,
Spiked
flat kneecaps, no kneecaps. The
bone
kneecaps that are made out of skulls, yeah, bone kneecaps.
Soul kneecaps.
Yeah,
From Shang
just ones
Tsung.
that are just green energy.
Yeah.
Just vague green soul energy kneecaps.
Oh, awesome. Hashtag kneecaps.
Yeah.
Alright, so for my final pick, I chose Pennywise
As your guest character.
as my guest character. I mean, I think a lot of folks have been asking Pennywise as guest character.
Yeah,
right?
a lot of people have been asking for Pennywise, but I think a lot of the reason people ask for Pennywise is because he's very current.
Yeah, and this movie
he's
coming
very
out,
current and
right?
relevant. He has a movie coming out later this year. Yeah, that could be a lot of fun. Part of the reason I would have argued Pennywise in that first RainKast is because of the demand for him and because of how relevant he is today.
Exactly.
But a lot of the argument against Pennywise is that he doesn't exactly fit the aesthetic of Mortal Kombat. And that's also kind of why I personally don't feel the Joker works too well. Yet, I'm also going to argue another character that doesn't fit the aesthetic of Mortal Kombat either. So what the hell? Go ahead, give him your Pennywise.
Heck yeah. So Pennywise, I mean, he has that balloon with him the whole time. So what if they made his balloon sort of like a projectile, right? And then if it hits you, it like sort of stuns you in a stasis, sort of like Sub-Zero's ice attack. And then, so you know how Pennywise is whatever you're afraid of. So what if for like a fatality or a fatal blow? Actually, no, fatality probably make more sense. Is if he takes on your greatest fear. Wouldn't that be cool? Like,
That would be pretty cool.
like, I
And
don't
then,
know.
like, each character has a unique fear.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Sindel's afraid of the hairdresser.
Yeah, so, you know,
I'm sorry, I
The
scraped my
hairdresser.
chair. That probably, like, messed
Or,
the
like,
audio way up.
I'm sure Shao Kahn is afraid of Onaga, right?
Oh, absolutely afraid
Yeah,
of Onaga.
so, I
He's
mean-
terrified of him.
Yeah, so, I mean, Pennywise just be Onaga and just rip his head off.
Yeah.
And then I think he can have, like, different variations, or, like,
And the thing about doing that fear fatality is that you could have each fatality sort of go a different way based off what the character's fear is.
Yeah.
That could be really cool. Like, you could potentially lead into having, with one character, 25 entirely new fatalities.
Yeah,
that would be pretty
That
cool.
would be sick.
And that would certainly get any gore fan going. Like, you can go really weird with the fears. Like, you can do some really balls-ass crazy movie references.
You could.
with
And
them.
Mortal Kombat's all about
Yeah.
movie references.
Like, make one of the fears that dentist guitar from this weird slasher film about a killer dentist that rocks and rolls.
What movies are you watching, buddy?
I don't know. I saw it in a Watch Mojo video, and I'm like, I have to rent that, and I never did.
We just watched that together.
I guess so. Halloween's coming up. We could have a movie night and then sort of like podcast about what the movie night was like. Although I think I might be gone by the time.
They made a horror movie about this guy that eats ice cream, but he's scooping brains for ice cream. Instead of ice cream,
that would actually work for Spawn. In the early, like the very first arc of the Spawn comic, focuses on this ice cream driver who's the son of a senator called Kincaid, who is a pedophile killer that gets off the hook simply because he's a senator's son. And, of course, once he gets out of prison, he starts killing again.
He scoops ice cream for brains?
He kills kids by luring them to his ice cream truck.
Oh, that's perfect.
And Spawn is having none of that. I'll have to read the comic again, but in the HBO series, he was targeting Cyan, who is Wanda and Fitzgerald's daughter, a daughter that Spawn, Al Simmons, couldn't produce because he couldn't get it going.
Literally. He couldn't get a Spawn.
Oh my god. Did Todd McFarlane do that on purpose? Somebody tweet at him. Actually, don't. But yeah. And Spawn wasn't having none of that, so you could have one of Spawn's fears be Kincaid getting to Cyan.
Yeah, there you go.
Like, that would actually be cool. You made an accidental reference. Way to go, bud.
You're welcome, man. This whole time I knew exactly what I was going to say.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew who Kincaid was. Kincaid. I knew who Cyan was.
Yep, that's true. You definitely do know who Cyan is.
Yeah, see? Anyway, so Pennywise, he has this, like, in the movie, anyway, he has, like, this spider form, right?
Yeah, in the original movie, he had this spider form, which you can totally do as a fatality.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be
Queen
sick.
In Mortal Kombat X.
Or, like, I mean, it'd be cool if they add that to his moveset.
Yeah, well, in the remake, he had this ability where he turned his arms into like praying mantis arms.
Yeah.
And that would be cool if you could do that in combos.
Yeah,
it might be a little weird to animate. That's how you words. It might be weird to animate, but I think it'll be worth it. Like Pennywise will sell gangbusters. 100%, I can tell you that much. Simply because of his relevance.
But that's Pennywise. Gear pieces. Is definitely his costume.
That'll go under the thing of skins.
Oh, skins. Yeah, that's right. So let's do his balloon.
Yeah, balloons. He has different balloons. Some of them have faces on them.
Oh, what if you had like your opponent's face?
Yeah. What if like the balloons have different old Mortal Kombat text and logos on it? That would be awesome. Like one of them has a Dan Forden on it, the Toasty guy.
Oh, Toasty.
Toasty. And every time it pops, it says Toasty. That would be the most annoying thing ever. And I love it.
It would be the troll character.
Exactly. He would be the troll. One of them could be Ed Boon's head. Just Ed Boon's head floating up like a balloon. Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, the balloon, his shoes, because clowns have those big boots.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. I mean, like different boots, and his face, like his nose. The clown nose.
Yeah, and in this new one, he didn't really like have a big bulbous nose though. In the old one, he did with Stephen Curry.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe
his hair.
Something to do with his transformations.
Yeah,
definitely. Like his praying mantis arms, he could change up or something like that. Or like when you go to he has a set number of things that you can transform or spawn from his body to attack with.
Okay, yeah.
And when you go into the customization, you change which set of things it is.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Something like that. That could be interesting. And then you can still get the balloons. You can still get the shoes.
Yeah, the shoes. The big boots. He has clowns have big boots.
I know, these clowns have big shoes.
Yeah, shoes.
Big boots and shoes.
Yeah.
And he totally needs to have a skin that's a reference to killer clowns from outer space. Yeah, oh my god. It's
it'd be cool if they...
It's so stupid.
If they had, maybe it's his Fatal Blow or Fatality, where they use like iconic movie moments in the movie and put it in the game. Like that shower.
They kind of do that a lot with... They kind of.
I guess they did that with Freddy Krueger, or like
Freddy
with
Krueger,
Jason
Voorhees. They do that a lot with their horror movie characters.
Yeah,
And I think it kind of works.
Yeah, it does.
And it's kind of fun. So my guest character pick for a future combat pack, and it wasn't until recently that I actually originally put Doomslayer down on here, but then some recent news broke out that made me think this could be a real possibility.
Okay.
And part of me is a little sad because it'll be one more guest character, but part of me is also like, but Lobo.
Okay.
It's Lobo.
So you were saying earlier that Injustice did Lobo not justice, and you think more combat.
Didn't. I think because Lobo is his comics are all over the top violence to the point of being funny. I made that point on the original RainKast. And what they did with Lobo in Injustice, he had a couple things with his personality, like his backwalk. He has sort of a, like, come and get me type thing. And his super is really cool because he flips you off while he's on the motorbike. But a lot of the other stuff, like his moveset itself, doesn't feel like Lobo. It felt just like traditional grappler stuff, and then he also had a shotgun, which Lobo usually doesn't use a shotgun in the comics a lot. He has a variety of cartoony weapons.
Okay.
Crazy cartoony weapons. In Lobo Infanticide, he actually has a gun that just keeps growing and growing and growing. And it gets bigger and bigger until he can, like, blow entire fleets of ships out of the sky. It is crazy. Something that really got me changed from Doomslayer to Lobo is that I was listening to Fat Man Beyond, Kevin Smith's podcast.
Right.
One of the things that Mark Bernard talked about on the most recent Fat Man on Batman is that Sci-Fi is going to be developing a Lobo spin-off show from his appearance in Krypton Season 2. Now, I'm not a big fan of how he looks in Krypton Season 2, but at least it's getting the character out there.
Yeah.
And the actor that's portraying Lobo, while I don't think he has the right build for it, he's definitely trying to nail the personality. He does have a British accent in this, which to me, the Lobo voice is the Brad Garrett voice from Justice League Unlimited and Justice League the Animated Series.
Yeah.
But there was a moment in one of the most recent trailers where Lobo first appears, and it's like, oh, I'm Lobo. And then it cuts to the Krypton Season 2 title, and then, like, as sort of a post-title thing, it goes back to Lobo, and he's like, oh, you're amazing! To himself, oh, stop, awesome. You're making me blush. Where he's his own hype man. Yeah. And I was like, man, that is such a Lobo thing to do.
Yeah.
Because even in Lobo versus the Authority, it's revealed that the events of the Lobo paramilitary Christmas special didn't actually happen it's a promotional comic Lobo designed to have made so that way he can get more jobs.
Okay.
So he promotes himself to heck. He's still a badass.
Yeah.
But he didn't kill Santa.
That's awesome.
It's Lobo. It's over-the-top violence to the point of being funny. I think for a customizable move, you can give him some additional strings that get Dog out there to fight with him.
Be sick.
And for some of his brutalities, I would love it that if there was a secret where if you hold down, block, or swap or something, Dog comes out and pisses on the corpse of the opponent.
That's
just
awesome.
Because it'd be funny. And he calls the opponent like a dirty fragga. And listen, NetherRealm, if this is something that's in discussion, this is the one thing that I'll say call me for, because I have ideas for Lobo intros
you hear that
will be hilarious.
Do it. Say it.
One of the first ones I came up, this one's kind of gross, but it's with Cassie Cage, where Cassie Cage starts and it's like, how old are you? As old as you want me to be, babe. Oh, I think I just puked a little. That would be
awesome.
That would be the intro. Or have one. This was when a lot of speculation was going on, and a lot of people were certain Molina was in the game. I thought it would be like, ooh, what's your deal, dame? This dame will eat your flesh. Ooh, you ever been to Al's? And Al's a diner in the Lobo comics.
That's
a lot
awesome.
of it is just reference humor, but people that read Lobo comics will certainly appreciate it, man.
Gear pieces.
Lobo would be a lot of fun. Gear pieces, definitely his hook and chain, his gutting hook on a chain. And I think you kind of have to do sort of the Ghost Rider thing where he uses the chain to pull people in.
I like that.
To pull people in.
Almost like
definitely,
Scorpion Spear?
Yeah, almost like Scorpion Spear. Definitely, when you come up with the moves, actually read some Lobo comics. Actually look at the weapons he does, because he has explosive cigars. When the hell else are you going to use explosive cigars? There were some grapple moves that I think kind of worked, where I could see where they got him, because there is also in Lobo Infanticide, which I've talked about a lot when I talk about Lobo on this podcast. I've read other Lobo books, trust me.
He loves his Lobo.
Where he actually does have like this air grab move. I think he calls it a Zarnian Slam or something like that. I'll have to look it up. And yeah, so hook and chain. That's the first one. The second one would be in Lobo Unbound and in Lobo versus the Authority. His arm actually transforms into a gun.
Whoa.
Where it actually transforms into sort of like a Gatling gun or a laser gun. So I think he customized that.
Okay, that'd
like
be
change
cool.
what gun his arm turns into. It's almost like Claw in Black Panther.
Okay.
Almost. And that would be one of the ways that you can give him projectiles. And for the third one, Dog. You customize Dog.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, you definitely have to customize Dog. And again, Lobo may not exactly fit the aesthetic of Mortal Kombat, but he's funny, he's violent. It's all the things that I want in a Mortal Kombat game. Humor and violence, humor and over-the-topness. So, yeah, Lobo. I absolutely want Lobo in a Mortal Kombat game. Maybe not this one, maybe a future one, maybe for Combat Pack 3, but I think Warner Brothers is trying to push Lobo, and I think putting him in a Mortal Kombat game or giving him his own game, that's the way to do it. And as much as I like the fact that he was included in Injustice, he needs to be in a more violent game. Because I feel like that's where you can do the character justice.
Yeah. I totally
Whereas
agree
with
that one.
Joker, he works in Injustice. I think you've done all you could with Joker in the Injustice games. Lobo, I think, is the DC character who could benefit from being in a Mortal Kombat game.
And he just fits the universe better.
Yeah, not entirely, because he's from space, and they don't really deal too much with space stuff in Mortal
they
Kombat.
introduced
I would
time travel.
Lobo's ending for Mortal Kombat is that he goes on a galaxy-wide road trip with Kano. Where they just go get drunk, boozing, brawling, and womanizing throughout the galaxy. That would be awesome.
That would be.
Like, he's like, Kronika's time control power? Not my thing. Now, dames, booze, a nice ride, that's a good time for the main man.
With Kano.
And like Kano just joins them because like, I got nothing better to do.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right.
That'd be great. And yeah, that's our Combat Pack picks. And this is something that we're getting close to 3 hours.
Yeah, you want to just
Do you want to cut it here?
Yeah, let's cut it here.
Yeah. One thing that I will say, I will shill to all holy hell for Storm Collectibles. I love their figures. They have a Lobo figure coming out, and they do fight. No, it's not on pre-order yet, and I think the reason it's not on pre-order is because they want to include the Space Hog. I hope that's the reason, but that's going to be like a $200 figure if it comes with the Space Hog.
And
but I'm fine doing that. It's a Lobo figure, and the thing is that it's part of this Injustice line they want to do. So far, Lobo, Darkseid, and Bane are the only figures that they have prototypes for that they've shown off at the New York Toy Fair.
Yeah.
And man, I love the Lobo figure because it doesn't look like the Injustice Lobo. It looks more like the Lobo Unbound, Simon Bisley drawn Lobo.
Okay.
And that's just that's amazing.
You have to show me.
That is it looks more like Lobo than Lobo did in Injustice.
Okay.
And that's the big plus for it.
Yeah.
Storm Collectibles, they make these amazing fighting game figures. If you haven't picked up their Mortal Kombat figures, save up some money, go to Big Bad Toy Store. There's a handful of them that are available in stock right now. And if you can afford it, go straight to the Storm Collectibles website, pre-order a couple. They have a Cyrax one coming up and a Mortal Kombat 3 Scorpion. Oh my, I pre-ordered those things so quick. I'm just so happy they're doing the Mortal Kombat 3 outfits because that's my favorite ninja outfit. I love the Rain figure that you got me, but I was really holding out for when they do Mortal Kombat 3 outfits because to me, Mortal Kombat 3 Rain is Rain. So that's like
That's
the
the dream
Rain
right
outfit.
there.
So yeah, if they make a Mortal Kombat 3 Rain outfit, Rain figure, oh my gosh.
I don't care how much.
With, like,
He doesn't care how much expensive it
And
is.
then, like, this is just a me thing. Like, give him an interchangeable head with his hair exposed and just make it like the Mortal Kombat Armageddon head. That will be... oh, God.
All right. Well, I should probably close this out, huh?
Yeah, we probably should. We had a lot of conversation today. We had a lot of good... Jesus Christ, this might be the longest RainKast that we've ever done.
This is the longest RainKast.
So is there anything you want to plug? Where can people find you, Mickey? McDrizzle.
Find me on my Twitter handle at Mickey737 or my Instagram.
I thought you changed it.
Oh yeah, I did, didn't I? Echelon737.
What's Echelon?
Echelon. It's like a tier, like
Top tier?
Top tier, low tier. Like there's the echelon of tiers.
That's true. You are better than me at everything.
Yeah, don't listen to him. What about you? Closing words. Say something really funny.
You can find me at ToExplainLater on Twitter, the YouTube channel ToExplainLater, and Twitch with the same. Please give a like, comment, and subscribe to let me know I'm not wasting my time. And I'm joking. If you're listening to this, I appreciate you taking your time,
we appreciate you.
2.5 hours of your day to listen to this. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day. Subscribe or don't. Don't let us tell you what to do. And buy Storm collectible figures.
That was good. I'll take that.